What's good, people? What is up? What is they went from the fourth level of hell and sent us down to the seventh level of hell. Why? Because then you got Kwanzaa pulling out her titties. The whore pulled out her titties. And these whore bags over here started feeling and fondling on her tits. Mike.
I don't have it to do with you. Girl, you can go over there, rant and rave. Girl, you can shake all your rainbow bright hair all you want, dear one. I'm not doing this. I'm not doing this with you, dear one. I'm not doing this with you, dear one. I don't have nothing to do with you, and I'm done. Baby, you can scream my name from the rooftops from now till Jesus come back. I'm done after this.
Introduced to Tick's Meat. Do you see what I see? Did y'all really hello, casting, wardrobe, y'all let him roll up out of wardrobe with these fans on, giving us all of this, thinking we were not going to see it? We have been waiting with bated breath and anticipating all season long for the slightest glimpse, and y'all just put it out there this episode in all of its magnificent glory.
Listen, that young man said, baby, you ate on this first date, you giving up the cooch on the first date, okay? Well, you gonna run me my coins. Run me my cooch or run me my coins. Run me my cooch or run me my coins. Run me my cooch or run me my coins. That's how I do theme song. That is the new song. Listen, somebody need to put a beat to that. Run me my cooch or run me my coins. Run me my cooch or run me my coins. That's what y'all got going on.
Called out Sandcastle. Sand, bitch. Ow. Oh my God, it was so funny, girl. Ooh, baby, listen, let me tell you something. This shit started to turn into the precursor for some gay porn. That's what I thought it was. Because Big T is getting all, the voice starting to go deeper and get a little more wet and moist and sentimental and all this shit. And it was real gay at this point. Like, I thought the bitches was supposed to, I thought Lil Murder was going to turn Big T around and do him like he did Uncle Cliff and do the grease it up with City Lou and ran right in there. It's not a coincidence that Big T started off the conversation by trying to find out if Lil Murder was fucking Mercedes, which he found out he's not. It's also not a coincidence that he would start talking about prison. Why? Because the bitches was probably fucking in prison. Girl. Uncle Cliff, you better go get your man. Big T got plans for that. Well, he had it on look like something Big Bird vomited up or something like that. Like, I did not like it. That Big Bird couture he was going for, it did not work. Like the pastor of a gay mega church on Easter Sunday. Okay, it was way too much sequins. He had way too much makeup. Baby, his face looked like Yala Van Zap's neckline. Okay, just way too much makeup, clumped head everywhere on his face. Get it together, sweetheart. Like, you're a big girl, so that gives you a whole lot of canvas. So that was a whole lot of makeup, honey. And Rico looked like he was auditioning to be one of the three kings, or he was auditioning to be the main character on Jesus Christ Superstar. Girl, Wayne, did you have on a blue thong or a blue G-string or something? If you did, I want to see it. Hit me up in my DMs, I do want to see if you have some blue thong or a blue Josh strap or something like that. I'd love to see it. Anyway, but I liked it with the turtleneck. Now, Troy.
Jesus Christ, superstar. Jesus Christ, superstar. What's the day? Tuesday? Oof. It's such a long day. All right, I'm coming. I put the work laptop up. Ooch. Okay. Okay. We're here. What's up? What's going on, y'all? What's going on? Hey, y'all. What's up? We're here. Wait, what did I just do there? We're here. Hey, Miss Trisha P. Hey. So we are here, and make it do and do. Hey, Tracy. Driving and listening. Okay. Well, it's the politics of it all. You know, the people, they always here for the mess. They ain't usually here for the politics stuff, but we here nonetheless. We gonna do what we do. This our get down right here. So we gonna make it do what it do. And then keep it moving. Listen, I ain't gonna be before you long now. I know I always say that, and I'll be here long. Y'all got about a good hour. I have been in meetings
literally for 7 hours today. Literally sat in a meeting for 7 freaking hours today. Not bodyguard realness. Bodyguard realness collection fall winter 2022. It might be. Cha- let me see. I had it good too, and I just messed it up, huh? Hey, LaDonna Boo. Hey, Bobo. What's good, Cookie? So, all right. Let me get my sugar spikes out the way, okay? Let me go ahead and, ladies and gentlemen, non-binary gender conforming members of our audience, it's time for our sugar spike, sugar spike, sugar, 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 sugar spike, sugar spike, sugar spike, sugar, 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 sugar spike, sugar spike, sugar spike, sugar, 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 sugar spike, sugar spike, sugar spike, sugar, 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 sugar spike, sugar spike.
Holy Ghost will tell you, don't wait at the church. You can win it. Call my mama say, Jesus. I wish somebody help me.
Jesus. It's our sugar spike segment. So, hey Derek, what's good? I ain't see you. Where you been hiding, Derek? I feel like you've been hiding. I ain't seen you in a few days, bruh. Where you been hiding that you don't be going missing like that? Where you been? Where you been? Anyway, so in our first sugar spike segment, we go back down to the Walmart, okay? We go back down to the Walmart. So there is a Walmart in where's this Walmart at? Oh dear God. Where's this Walmart at? Um oh boy. I don't know where it is. I think it's in LA. I think it's in LA. I think it's in Los Angeles. Anyway, so a Walmart employee has been fired. I can't deal with some of y'all while Potomac is up. Child, I can't deal with the Potomac whores either, so don't feel bad, dear. I don't like none of them whores, okay? Anyway, but I miss seeing your face. You know, Derek got a cute face, so we like seeing him around these parts. You can't be, making us do without seeing your face. Speaking of people that need to be in place, there's Harold. Hey, Harold, what's good, bruh? What is good? What's good, Harold? All right, so a Walmart employee, like I said, I believe that this is in Los Angeles, has been fired after racially targeting a black customer. This past Monday, meaning yesterday, a Walmart employee was caught harassing a black customer who was on his way out of the store, per ABC 7 News. The racist tirade was caught on video and cost the employee his job. In the video, a worker at the Moreno Valley Walmart stops a black customer to check his receipt. While reaching in his pocket to find it, the customer got in front of him. I'm sorry, the employee got in front of the customer and said, quote, "You people always trying to steal," end quote. Before the customer could even get the receipt out to prove he bought what was in the cart, what was in his cart, the customer told KABC that the employee went full-blown Karen and started taking items from the cart to return to the shelf. Girl. Hey, Diamond Pearl Jim. Let me finish the story before I have a whole sugar spike. Because this when I saw this story, I spiked out just reading it. Just spiked out. Okay. This is here's a quote from the customer that was, profile. Quote, I was like, what are you doing? I chased him down, said, give me my item, and took the item back from him. And then he went to my cart and took other items out of my cart. So basically, we're fighting over the items. And then I said, just give me a manager. Give me a manager. End quote. Baby, baby, baby shark. Do, 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 do. Hey, Spicy Original. I'm spiking out listening to this. Y'all see I have past trauma at the Walmart. After a person who appeared to be the manager showed up, the employee followed the customer repeatedly, calling him the N-word. Hey, so Jeff, let me say that again. After a person who appeared to be the manager showed up, the employee followed the customer repeatedly, calling him the N-word. According to ABC7, the customer filed an incident report in the store, which, coupled with the video evidence, may have led to the employee getting the boot. A Walmart spokesperson told the LA Times the man is, quote, no longer with the company, end quote. A mess. A mess. Y'all know I have past trauma with Walmart, right? So this man went in this Walmart, bought stuff, had a receipt. When a stupid person asks him for the receipt, he goes in his pocket, and the man that worked for Walmart, and you should see the video. The video is picture Santa Claus in a Walmart uniform because he got this long beard and goatee and this long white hair. That's what you picturing. He gonna tell this man, you people always trying to steal. Excuse me? Then start taking the man's stuff out of his cart and trying to put it back on the shelf. The man had to go grab his stuff, and so white dude went and grabbed more of the man's stuff to put back on the shelf. Said, give me a manager. Manager comes and he started following the black man, calling him the N-word. I got past trauma. Listen, if you are sensitive to elderly abuse and elderly people talk about old people, go ahead and get out now. Just click the video off now. I'm just telling you now. So I was in Walmart one time, and let's be clear. Hey, feel good. Let's be perfectly fucking clear. I absolutely hate and loathe those stupid ass old people that sit there at the goddamn door asking you for your damn receipt. If I really was trying to steal from Walmart, you would not be able to stop me. Maybell, Jedediah, Ethel. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're always like 139 years old. They're always ornery and cantankerous. And they're always hounding me. Baby, I don't have to give you a goddamn thing. I don't have to show you a goddamn thing. I bought this. I told this one lady, I had an incident. I told this one lady, I said, you better leave me alone. I'm not showing you a goddamn thing. I'm walking out this goddamn door. If you think I stole, go call the goddamn police. Meanwhile, I'll be in my car going to fuck home because I don't have the type of time to fucking deal with you. Hey, Diva One. Because the stupid ass people at the Walmart with the little yellow things waiting at the door get on my fucking nerves. Baby, this lady tried to stop my car. Do you know I pushed that lady with my cart? She almost fell. She took a few steps back and somebody called her. Baby, I kept it moving. I gave her the one excuse me. She still had her hand on my cart. Baby, 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 baby shark. Do. Baby, I don't play with those stupid Walmart people. I don't play with them because it's so idiotic. Y'all got 8,000 cameras in here. If you really thought that I stole, someone who gets paid to do assets protection will be coming out here to get me. And depending on what state you're in, for example, the great state of Florida, where I'm born and raised, you can't even accuse somebody of stealing unless they get a certain number of feet away from the exit door of the store. Girl, those listen, them geriatrics, when they go pick up them people down to the shady pines, and bring them down to the Walmart, talk about put on this yellow jacket and bother people about what they done bought. You better tell them to leave me alone. You better tell them to leave me alone. I cannot stand those people. So when I read this article and I found out the story, I was like, oh, I want him to just push this man down. Push this man down. Cause and it's a fat old man too. He looked like if you push him down, he gonna do like cockroaches. You know when cockroaches, you flip them over on their back and they can't flip back over, and they just do it like this on the ground trying to get flipped back over and shit. That's what this fat man look like he'll be doing. They'd be like just laid on the ground. The greeters usually don't stop anybody unless you're going out with a major. He's like, I don't know what Walmart you be at, Diva One. For all of the ones that I go to, it don't matter what I have. I'm going to Walmart to buy like one thing that ain't nothing expensive and have it in a bag. Don't even have a card. Just have it in my bag walking out. These whores, can I see your receipt? No, bitch. You can see the back of my ass. That's what you can do. And you can kiss it. The hell? Girl. Oh, the Walmart people at the door, they piss me off all the time. Child. Maybe I don't go. I'm trying to think, have I even been to Walmart in North Carolina? I don't know if I have. But the Walmarts that I be in, these people get on my damn nerves. And here's the deal. They have no right to check your bag unless they are accusing you of shoplifting and or stealing. And in certain states, if they don't have a real credible reason to accuse you of stealing, they can't do that. So literally, by us agreeing to let Grandma Moses and Grandpa assault us by stopping us before we go to our cars. I remember going to Walmart one time, and because this lady was Sergeant Slaughter, it was a whole line of people waiting to get out the door. I looked at the people like, I'm not waiting for, excuse me, sir. Yeah, you're excused, and kept it the fuck moving. I don't play with the Walmart people. They get on my goddamn nerves. My goddamn nerves. I do not play with them. I don't play with them damn Walmart people. Fuck you. Goddamn shit. Give them a little bit of damn power. And they think it's 1942 again when they running shit. If you don't go sit your motherfucking ass down and take some goddamn Geritol or something and leave me the hell alone, listen, you better get away from me, lady. Listen. Ooh, child. Pauline and Pearlie Mae and Jedediah and Obadiah that they don't went and picked up from the Shady Pines just to come over here and harass my ass in the goddamn exit door to the damn Walmart. Y'all better go get these people and tell them to leave me the hell alone. They be bothering the hell out of me. Right. Hell, they be having this big hall monitor energy. Girl, all they need is the little orange little sash and shit. Stop. Halt. Bitch, you better get away from me. They get on my damn nerves, the goddamn Walmart people, right? Losers in school. First bit of authority they get. Bothering me by some goddamn girl. If you get away from me, I went in here to buy some goddamn cream for my damn coffee. I got one thing in the bag. You better kiss my ass. Bothering me. Who they get on my nerve? And let's be clear. Like I said, if I truly was out here trying to steal something from Walmart, you wouldn't be able to stop me. Like you, Ethel, Essie, you know what I'm saying? Rufus would not be able to stop me from stealing. You know the real good thieves, you got to do whole ass body cavity searches. Like you got to do whole cavity searches on them. You know them professional thieves, them women. You don't see the videos where they be pulling whole slabs of ribs from under this titty, pulling a microwave from under this titty, pulling a lamp from out of their cooch, pulling a whole ass piece of luggage out of the crack of their asshole. Like they be having all kinds of shit. Girl, but my little ass, you over here hounding me about this one bag I got in my hand. You better suck my ass. That's what you better do. You better kiss my old ass and leave me the hell alone. Girl, when I tell you I was triggered, ooh, I was triggered. I was so triggered. I was so triggered. Triggered. I do have old people trauma. You go to Target. I go to Target too, but there's times that I go to Walmart. For example, if Walmart is closest to me and I'm picking up one thing, I'm going to Walmart. For my cleaning products, I go to Family Dollar first to see if they have it and it's cheaper. Then if Family Dollar don't have the cleaning products I need, then I'll go to Walmart because Walmart's going to be cheaper than Target. Certain things Walmart don't sell it, so I got to go to Target. But I do from time to time do go to Walmart. I ain't gonna lie, I ain't gonna act like I'm that bushy that I never go to Target. Now, what I will say, what Target has the patent on, and this is real petty, and this is real nitpicky of me, but y'all know them buggies or them carts at Target. I don't know how and where they descended these buggies down on a cloud from heaven above, but those buggies or carts that they have at Target, they just hit different. They don't feel like that raggedy shit you have at the grocery store, at the Publix or the Kroger, or that raggedy shit at Walmart. Baby, you push that cart at Target, and baby, it's like you're gliding on a cloud. You know, when I'm pushing the buggy on Target, you know what I be singing in my head? Believe it or not, I'm walking on air. I never thought I could feel so free, flying away on a wing and a prayer. Who could it be? Believe it or not. Listen, the next time you're in Target, you're going to be pushing your cart and you going to immediately break out into, believe it or not, I'm walking on air. I never thought I could feel so free, flying away on a wing and a prayer. Who could it be? Listen. Them Target buggies, listen, I don't know what they got on that shit, but you be walking on air. Hey, Jason, what's good, bro? Shondo, bro. Right. When you push them Target carts, it's like pushing that old school big body Cadillac where you had to do it with one hand. You couldn't drive an old school big body Cadillac with two hands. You had to push that bug with one hand. Like this, yeah, bro, yeah. That's how the buggies at Target be. I'm telling y'all what I know. Listen, But that is literally every time I go to Target, I'm pushing the buggy. That's what be playing in my head. Believe it or not, I'm walking on air. I never thought I could be so free, flying away on a wing and a prayer. Who could it be? Like it's like you walking on it. Next time y'all go to Target, you gonna be singing in your head. Believe it or not, I'm walking on air. I'm telling you, I'm telling you what I know. Thank me later. Cause them things, listen, it's something about them buggers. I swear Target be putting something in the air. So I always end up buying more than I can. Child, child. They do it so you buy more stuff. I can leave Walmart with one item, but Target, you do always get extras for that Target. I see that every offering, every after every ball group. You know what, JC, you silly, bro. You is silly. So that Walmart situation there triggered me. Y'all know for the rest of the evening, I'm gonna have stuck in my head. Believe it or not, I'm walking on air. Never thought I could be so free, flying away on a wing and a prayer. Who could it be? Believe it or not, it's just me. That's gonna be stuck in my head all day, all night, all night. Anyway, in our next sugar spike story, we almost 30 minutes in, and we only been through one story. Our first sugar spike story. Now, this sugar spike story, I don't have to deal with because I don't go to this place. I leave this place for y'all. Okay. Hey, East Starkey, you know, hopped out the bushes just to see. Believe it or not, I'm walking on air. Never thought I could be so free, flying away on a wing and a prayer. Who could it be? Believe it or not, it's just me. Blame me, Starkey. Don't blame me. Love you, East Starkey. Hey, boo. I ain't gonna never have this kind of issue. You come to get me. I ain't gonna never have these issues because I don't go to this place. In another sugar spiky story, a Starbucks employee has been suspended after allegedly writing monkey as a black woman's name on her cup. I ain't gonna have these issues because I'm a Dunkin' Donuts coffee person. I don't even play around with that Starbucks mess. Give me my Dunkin' Donuts coffee or give me death. Okay? William Jennings Bryant, as in the immortal word, wasn't that William J. Bryant? In the immortal words of William Jennings Bryant, give me my Dunkin' Donuts coffee or give me death. I'm just saying. And they got a whole picture of it too. Anyway, the customer, whose name is Monica Pugh, says that racism is to blame for all of this. And this happened in the great state of Maryland, where y'all just got a black governor and a black attorney general. In Maryland, a Starbucks employee was suspended after allegedly writing monkey instead of a black woman's actual name on her drink. The incident, which took place on November 19th, happened to Monique Pugh, at Annapolis Mall. She believes that racism was the catalyst for the slur. Pugh told WLBT her thoughts on what happened. Quote, if you didn't hear my name, you should have said, excuse me, can you repeat yourself? Not once did she do that. She labeled me what she wanted to label me. End quote. The company that runs the Starbucks store involved in the episode, Impeccable Brands, stated the label was made in error. Really? Really? However, they wrote a letter to Pugh in which they apologized. Impeccable Brands also shared that the employee accused has been suspended and an investigation will take place. In addition, the company confirmed that training will take place so something like this doesn't happen again. But Pew believes that these claims are bogus. She further stated, quote, to say you're taking the necessary steps to make sure that word isn't put on any more customers' drinks, it's like what we're doing, what were you doing before? And the fact that they keep saying it was an honest mistake. So now it's an honest mistake and a labeling error. Um, a spokesperson for Starbucks clarified that there are Starbucks operated stores and licensed stores. The Annapolis store is a licensed store. However, Pew said that should be irrelevant. And it goes on and on and on. Listen, apparently this isn't the first time. Last year, a Starbucks in California received backlash after asking a black customer to wait outside for his order. In 2020, they banned their employees from wearing Black Lives Matter attire, but quickly reversed their decisions. So, and in 2018, there was a national outcry for justice after two men were arrested in Philadelphia Starbucks for merely sitting quietly inside the establishment. hmm Starbucks has a history of being racist. I don't have those issues. I go to Dunkin' Donuts, and they do me right at Dunkin' Donuts. Y'all girls be doing too much with y'all damn coffee. Y'all girls go in line. Oh, I want I want a mocha latte. I want 2 squirts of goat milk of a goat that's 2.5 years old, 3 squirts of a Horsford's cow whose body has never been blemished, who's been personally massaged by massage trainers all of its life. I need that at 173 degrees temperature. I need you to make sure that the cocoa plant that you took it from is out of Colombia, and that the farmer that raised it also farms for drugs. I need you to make sure that the plastic with which I mean, these are the kind of shit that y'all have going on down there to the Starbucks. I don't be having time for all of that. I don't be having time for all of that. Baby, I go to my Dunkin' Donuts. It has better tasting coffee. It has faster working people in there. It's so much better than Dunkin' Donuts. But y'all can have y'all talk. Y'all can have y'all Starbucks. Hey Earl, what's good? The sugar cookie almond milk latte. See what I'm saying? Sugar cookie almond milk latte. What the hell? Child. You use the corner at home. We don't. We don't F off. I know that's right. When I come to Arizona, you better have me a cup of coffee when I get there. Now I don't. I'm not saying that. Now I'm gonna expect that coffee is also infused with nature's goodness when I get there too, Jason. I'm just letting you know now. Letting you know now. Even while they definitely wouldn't been wearing that whole child. Monkey love these magazines. They do. They be so bold, child. That employee would have been drinking that overpriced, right? Sugar saturated coffee, child. The problem with Dunkin' Donuts, you forget that you're even drinking coffee. And I feel like not Dunkin' Donuts, Starbucks. The problem with Starbucks coffee, you forget you're even drinking coffee. Like these are for people who really are not here for coffee. Y'all ain't here for coffee. Y'all are here for the sugar, the marshmallows, the caramel, and all of that other stuff. Y'all ain't here for no real coffee. Let's just be clear. Y'all are not here for it. Child, child. Bailey's makes any coffee. It does. You ain't lying, Diamond Pearl Jam. You are not lying. I have a hit. I have hit a new level, sir. You'll be slow. I'm getting sponsored. I know that's right. Yes. Yes. Ciao. Is that all for our sugar spike segment of the day? I think that's all for our sugar spiky segments. Now, I found this story quite interesting. Quite interesting. So, y'all know that the World Cup is going on down in Qatar. And you have many countries using what is the largest sporting event in the world as a platform to protest the things and as a platform to let the rest of the world know through protest about some of the insidious things that's going on in their respective countries, to speak out on it, to and call and bring eyes to alarming things that are taking place and concerns that they have in their respective company. Okay. And the like countries like Iran are doing protests. Like I told y'all earlier in the live, they're not even singing their national anthem because they're protesting the treatment of women in their country and so forth. So amongst all of this, US soccer team gets on the podium to speak to the press, and there is one of the players who's black. His name is Tyler Adams. And at his press conference, baby, they had some interesting things. They were here for it. So an Iranian journalist asked him all about how can he represent a country that does such horrible things to people like him. Child, let me read this article for y'all. It came from the Grill. The article says, my ears perked up when I heard the Iranian journalist ask American soccer player Tyler Adams at the World Cup about the hypocrisy of being an American criticizing a human rights issue in another country. There are a lot of people in the world who see America as hypocritical and standing on a moral high ground that we have no right to stand on. I can respect that position. At the same time, I didn't love the answer the young brother gave. Basically, saying that, quote, there's discrimination everywhere, end quote. Part of me wished I had been there to answer that question. So here's my thing, which opens up a beautiful conversation because um, you have American athletes that have listened to mainstream media spew their propaganda and jargon all over the place. So they go there sitting on their high horse and they go to countries like Qatar and want to speak out. Oh, I think it's horrible the atrocities that are going on in this country. How can this happen? And that Iranian journalist said, hey, boo. Hey, dear one. Love bug. Doll baby. How dare you judge us and people like you and your family and others who look like you in America are discriminated against, are killed, and are not allowed to do anything. Child, let me give you the actual what the journalist asked. Here's the actual line of questioning the journalist asked. Um, Are you okay to be representing your country that has so much discrimination against Black people in its own borders? We saw the Black Lives Matter movement over the past few years. Are you okay to be representing the United States? Meanwhile, there's so much discrimination happening against Black people in America. That was the line of questioning. I was here for it. I was here for it. Remember when we had Beijing Olympics and people were protesting, saying that America shouldn't have sent players over to Beijing to represent America because of these horrible things that the Chinese government was doing to their own people, while turning a blind eye to the horrible things that the United States does to its own people. No, he did say something. He said basically, and I'm just paraphrasing, there's discrimination everywhere, but you're not going to address the discrimination where you live. Child, girl. Because please be clear, I don't know why people think that people are that they're not watching what the hell goes on over here. I don't know why people have this anthropomorphic view and vantage point. That's the dangerous part of this nationalist movement that you see not just here in America, but in a lot of countries where the far right wing have now turned into nationalists parties where it's all about their country and nobody else. And if you aren't speaking the goodness of that country, then you are anti that country or you must be against the country. And they want you to move the hell out. Like you would only say good things about what their country is doing. That's dangerous. Right? Everybody's self righteous. To make her ask the black player, why didn't she ask the white player? I think it was more appropriate to ask the black player. You want to know why? Because that's saying I'm perfectly okay with it because that's basically saying how do you sit back and stay silent when your people are being treated like trash? You sit here, you play for this country, you just fall in line, you stay silent, you don't speak up about it, you don't protest, but y'all got a problem when other countries are protesting. But you are staying silent on it. I think she had every right to ask the black player, like, how are you sitting here? Are you okay with playing for this country that's killing your whole community, that has a whole genocide going on off the backs of your people? We see what they're doing over there in America. We saw the Black Lives Matter protests. We see the murders going on a daily basis to black people all over their country. You okay with that? Because you seem real quiet. You don't have nothing to say. And the dangerous parts is that is what they want. They want us to remain silent. They want us to turn a blind eye to what's going on and get out of us everything they want because that black player is doing exactly what they want him to do. Shut up and kick the ball and win us however many games you can win us. And after you win us this many games, we'll have no more use for you. And we're going to throw you to the side or perhaps kill you like we did the rest of the black people over here in America. So I thought, in my estimation, that it was more appropriate. Hey, quintessential. Hey, my love. That was more appropriate for her to ask the black player. Because the white player don't give a shit. They don't have no, they're not the ones, they're not a victim. They're not the victims. They have no reason to protest. If everything going your way, maybe that's your problem, not mine. And if you can't speak up, if you can't speak up against and about your own issues, how then do you expect others to join the fight? If you ain't fighting already, others are not likely to join the fight with you. And I think that some athletes forget the platform and stage that they have. Now, let's be clear. Some of them and their views and some of their level of thinking should remain silent. See Kyrie Irving. But when you have a major stage like that and you are called to the carpet and ask, hey, bruh, well, what do you feel about what's going on in America? Because y'all seem real quiet, like everything is good over there and everything ain't good. I don't know. What are y'all thoughts? What are your thoughts? Because we can't just continue to sit idly by and allow this country to believe that everything is okay. Like we're just okay. Everything is copacetic over here. We ain't got no problems, no issues. Girl, we good over here. We good. Child, child. I found that very interesting. It's an article in the Root. It's a very, very good article. Very interesting. Speaking of Kyrie Irving, Kanye West, and those people, Oath Keepers boss guilty of seditious conspiracy and once a child. I really want them to start to put some teeth into some of these sentences that they give these people in the January 6 cases. Until then, these people are going to continue to do what they do. When are they going to get some of these politicians and people down here to the Capitol building and people in positions of power that were involved in putting all this together? When are they going to get some of those fuckers and start convicting them and putting them behind bars? Not here for it. New York City is slated to start hospitalizing more mentally ill people involuntarily. Now, let's be clear, there's a whole lot of people out here who I certainly believe need to be involuntarily locked up because they have mental instabilities. Let me read this for y'all. New York City Mayor Eric Adams revealed a new plan Tuesday to remove people with severe untreated mental illness from city streets and subways. Under the plan, New York City agencies would be able to involuntarily hospitalize people who appear to be mentally ill and are a threat to themselves, even if they do not pose a risk to others around them. This is very dangerous, people. This is very dangerous. Let me read that again because I don't think everybody's hearing what's happening. This is what's happening in the great state of New York, as blue as they get. Under the plan, New York City agencies would be able to involuntarily hospitalize people to people who appear to be mentally ill and are a threat to themselves, even if they do not pose a risk to others around them. So Jeff says, I'm here for it. In a Tuesday press conference, Mayor Adams directed city agencies such as the New York Police Department. That's the part that makes it dangerous. Let me read this again. Let me finish reading. In a Tuesday press conference, Mayor Adams directed city agencies such as the New York Police Department and emergency responders to bring the mentally ill to hospitals for extended emergency care. Adams said that the city has a moral obligation to help those with severe mental illness get the treatment and care they need. Quote, the common misunderstanding persists that we cannot provide involuntary assistance unless the person is violent, suicidal, or preventing a risk of imminent harm. This myth must be put to rest. Going forward, we will make every effort to assist those who are suffering from mental illness and whose illness is endangering them by preventing them from meeting their basic human needs. End quote. Adams added that the city will continue to try to convince the street homeless suffering from mental illness to, quote, accept help voluntarily. Training for officers, emergency medical services, and other medical personnel will begin immediately, Adams said. But in a memorandum posted online, city officials said Case law does not provide extensive guidance on removals for mental health evaluations. According to the document, precedent does suggest a few circumstances that would support the claim that a person is unable to support their basic needs due to mental health issues, including serious untreated physical injury, unawareness and delusional misapprehension of surroundings, or unawareness of delusional I'm sorry, I read that. No, I didn't. Or delusional misapprehension of physical condition or health. In New York City, a homeless person with mental illness, homeless people with mental illness are often brought to hospitals and discharged a few days later once their condition improves slightly, Adams said in a press conference. Under the new plan, hospitals will be told to keep those patients longer and release them only when a long-term plan for care has been settled. And that's the basic long and short of it. Here's the dangerous part of this, okay? The dangerous part of this, you're putting this in the hands of, because they're saying agencies, but the agency that he's going to put this in the hands of is the one that he used to lead, which is the New York Police Department, which we know has a history for racial profiling and discrimination. The New York Police Department are not clinically trained to make the real diagnosis that someone is or is not mentally ill. Because let's be clear, a lot of people may not be mentally ill. They might be high as hell on some illicit drug. And it looks like the same behavior. And we know how this ends. We know exactly how this ends. This is really this is smoke and mirrors. This is Mayor Adams's attempt to clean up the streets of the homeless. Because you notice they're targeting the homeless. This isn't about helping people who are having real mental episodes and may need this type of service. This is all about, oh, you laying out there on the street, you ain't causing no problem to nobody else. You over there. And it clearly stated these are not people who are suicidal. Let me read this again. Because that was the part that where's it at? Oh, here it is. The common misunderstanding persists that we cannot provide involuntary assistance unless the person is violent, suicidal, or presenting a risk of imminent harm. So what he's saying is they don't have to meet that 3 criteria. Normally, you do it if they're violent, suicidal, or presenting a risk of imminent harm. They're talking about doing this to people who don't fall into those 3 categories. You see what I'm saying? So now you're involuntarily going to take these people, take them to the hospital. Normally, they would get out in a few days. Now he said, well, we're going to keep them until we come up with a long-term plan. Here's the deal. If these people are unsheltered, because the homeless is not the word you use anymore, it's either unsheltered or unhoused now. If these people are unsheltered or unhoused, they also don't have health insurance. So this long-term care, Mayor Adams, that you are saying that they will involuntarily have to receive is going to have to be paid for by someone. You know who's going to have to pay for it? Oh, people like Tracy, people like Jeff, and everybody else who lives in the great city of New York. I'm just saying. It sounds real good. Hey, Cams, it sounds real good, but I don't know that that it has been thought thoroughly. I don't know that there's enough things and protocols in place. Because here's the deal: the healthcare industry is already struggling to keep people there. And if there's an inundation of now all of these new people that hospital or medical facility is now forced to have to provide treatment for, when probably they shouldn't or wouldn't normally or don't have to, what happens with those people that truly do need real assistance? That means less resources for those people. This wasn't thought out because you expected me to believe that members of the NYPD are going to accurately assess whether or not someone should or should not be subjected to involuntary, possibly long-term involuntary mental health coverage or treatment and services. Let me see what the New York people saying. So Jeff said he's still here for it. Diamond Pearl Jeff, she ain't from New York, but let me see what she did. That was not enough health care for the C-19 child. Exactly. Running out of, I'm trying to tell you, y'all don't understand what it's like. I pay out the ass for a car because of issues with the unhoused. Eric don't think nothing through. He just throws things at the wall, hoping it sticks, child. Then he gets dragged and only because you're doing well right now. The caseworker loads will. Yeah. Think about, it's not like there's this oversaturation of mental health professionals. If there was that many resources for mental health, we wouldn't be having a lot of the issues that we have. There's not even a lot of people voluntarily going into the field. The only thing I don't like about the plan is the NYPD. That to me is where I knew this was smoke and mirrors. When you said, when the first thing you mentioned was NYPD, I knew at first, when I first read it, I said, okay. But then when I read longer, I said, yeah, this is smoke and mirrors. This is smoke and mirrors. Remember, when they first instituted it, they tried to explain how stop and frisk was going to be a good idea and help keep violence off the streets. And what happened to that shit when it got into the hands of the NYPD? NYPD got caught marking Hispanics as white, so it's a no for me. Let me pause. Move it to NYC. NYC there. Mental health assessments are a catch-22. Some people can present well long enough to get out of being hospitalized. I believe that's how many Latinx folks identify. It is. We talk about that all the time. They don't want no parts of our black asses. Wait, are they going to snatch up these cat child? Thinks the solutions for everything is more right, which is probably why it's a dangerous idea. Not in all cases, but when you got someone who's been a lifelong cop and every way he thinks and his whole, mental sphere and way of seeing the world is from the law enforcement perspective and has never been away from law enforcement for an extended period of time, to run a city like New York City, whose infrastructure and money and government is bigger than some states. And I'm not exaggerating or being hyperbolic. People have the right to self-determination. However, so people do need psychiatric services. You know, the NYPD union is not going to sit still for the child. True, but they got caught in the court fight. They want parts of. You know what? But my thing is this. This is definitely going to have to be monitored. I do not see this ending well. I do not see this ending well at all. At all. It hasn't been thoroughly thought through. It I don't even know that it's been thoroughly funded enough. Like before you set this in place, you needed to have at least a year of or two or three of setting things up. The protocols when they get to the hospital, making sure that the hospital staff and all of the people involved on that end know all of the scope and parameters and protocols and SOPs on their end, and that they have the funding and even space with which to do that. Then you got to think about the extensive training that needs to happen with the NYPD. And if you truly are going to do that, there should be, before they make that final police, a standard patrol officer should not be the final say in whether somebody is involuntarily committed to mental health. Like someone who is clinically licensed, certified, and can make that determination should have the final say in that. Because somebody tripping out on the side of the road is not a reason to say, "Oh, we taking you in." There's no such the problem ain't happened instantaneously, so Jeff. So the problem won't be fixed instantaneously. This problem didn't derive real quick. So it's not going to be fixed real quick. And when you try to fix a problem that quick, like I said earlier, it presents other problems. Because now you're going to have a problem in the healthcare arena. Now you're going to have more problems with policing. And it's not just going to be the unhoused. The police come to your house and you start tripping, and they could say, "Oh, that's what we're doing. Well, come on, bro, you going down involuntarily. Oh, you can't take me. Oh, yes, the hell I can. I think you're having a mental episode." Because you see how what police do. When you notice the MO of police, when they throw somebody to the ground, the person ain't resisting an arrest, and they start yelling, stop resisting, so that when they go to court, they've been trained to do that, so that when they go to court or anybody asks, they're going to say, "Oh, they were resisting arrest. You heard me say it over and over and over." Meanwhile, the person ain't doing nothing but laying on the ground inhaling gas fumes off of the asphalt. But you yelling, "Stop resisting," and they're like, "I'm not resisting. What are you talking about? My hands are behind my back. Your foot is in my back. Your knee is in my back. Stop resisting." Same thing. You tripping. They like, "Are you having a mental episode? You seem to be having a mental episode. Oh my God, you seem to be having a mental episode." And now they got your black ass locked up, shackled to a hospital bed involuntarily, maybe getting sedated and all kinds of other stuff for God knows how many days down there to the hospital. And please be clear, you know how this is going to go. Our black ass is going to be the first ones down there. Our black ass is going to be the first ones down there. First ones.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying. This is dangerous. This is dangerous. I don't see this ending well. That's real dangerous. Um, moving on. So, like I told y'all, I don't care if they blow darkness and knock their ass out. It's bad. Please be clear. New York City is not the only major city where the unhoused and the unsheltered is a big problem because it's a big problem in a lot of major cities. That's not a problem that New York only has to deal with. Just saying. So the last week I believe it was, we talked about that bill that they had to codify same-sex marriage being voted to go to debate. But what did I say to you all at that time? Just because things get voted to go to debate, some of those things never come to a vote because there's just not the votes. And I knew full well, I told y'all at the time there was no way they were going to have the votes to pass and codify same-sex marriage. The Republicans were not going to let that happen. Y'all know good and hell well when Mitch McConnell wants to pull rank, Mitch McConnell will pull rank. And Mitch McConnell was not going to let himself and his party die on the hill of same sex marriage. Why? Because he saw that he had real opposition to him getting the leadership of the Republican Senate. And he has too many hands to grease, too many pockets to line, too many favors to pay back. And too many Republicans would lose their goddamn minds if Mitch McConnell went along with letting same sex marriage get codified out of the Senate. There's not an Ice Cube's chance in hell. The only way it happens is if they get rid of the filibuster. And we got some Democrats not willing to get rid of the filibuster, which is the dumbest shit I've ever seen in my goddamn life. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Um, I I think it'll happen? With the polarization of Washington at this point, I don't even see them getting until I see them get serious about getting rid of the filibuster, until I see them get serious about stacking the Supreme Court, I cannot believe that we will ever get a Voting Rights Act. The John Lewis Voting Rights Act will never get through Congress. I don't think we will ever get the George Floyd um, criminal justice reform bill ever. That will never get in. I don't think we will ever get a a bill that codifies Roe v. Wade. Not right now. Not in this climate. Not gonna happen. So we damn sure ain't get no same sex marriage. Not gonna happen. Never gonna happen. But there was people all excited. They were on MSNBC talking about, oh, this may really happen. And I'm sitting over here looking at y'all.
You whores are fucking delusional. Fucking delusional. Anyway, so in other news that they ain't doing a goddamn thing about, this bullshit on SCOTUS. That is the one thing that is going under the radar. They're not screaming bloody hell enough about this bullshit going over at the Supreme Court. What do I mean? The fact that we found out that the leaks that's been going on in the Supreme Court is actually coming from the conservative side. It's actually coming from the right via Justice Alito. And go back and rewind the tape, y'all. Rewind the tape to when it was leaked about the Roe v. Wade decision. Remember when that happened, when that got leaked earlier this year? And I said the left didn't do that. That was the right that did that. I go back and look at the video. Go back and look at my live, my politics of it all, when I was screaming, holy hell. And I said it was someone on the right. It was nobody on the left. I knew that. Come to find out, here we are. So this news came out, was it early last week? No, it was 2 weeks ago now, almost 2 weeks ago. It came out that where the leak came from. There was a leak in a 2014 decision. I forgot what decision it was. Hold on, let me see if it's in this article. There was a leak. Oh, here it is. There was a leak back in 2014 where Justice Alito leaked the Supreme Court decision. And the case, what was the case about? It was the Hobby Lobby. That's what it was. It was the Hobby Lobby decision. Because let's be clear, these fucktards are only leaking shit that goes in their favor because that's their victory lap. They want to flex before it comes out. So when the Hobby Lobby decision had been made, you know how Supreme Court decisions go. They will make a decision and it'll be a first draft decision, but it'll pretty much be how it's going to go. They still have maybe a couple weeks to change someone's mind and to get somebody to, you know, change sides, but they usually don't, because what's happening during that time, they've starting on the writings for the dissent as well as the majority decision. So, and then you have the person writing the dissent. So if you recall, back in 2014, got leaked and nobody knew where the leak came from. So it was found out that it just came out like a week and a half, 2 weeks ago, that it was Justice Alito that leaked the Hobby Lobby decision. So now all eyes are pointing to that's where these leaks are coming from. But here's the deal. The deal is they're wanting to put more ethics probes into the Supreme Court, because the Supreme Court sits there as if they are autonomous. They sit there and they make all of these decisions and they do all of these unethical things with no oversight. Nobody's probing into them. There's no ethics clause and everything. There's just these unspoken rules and there's these agreed upon things, but these people get away unscathed. This is why you can have an associate justice of the Supreme Court who sleeps in a bed next to a person directly involved with an attempted overthrow of the United States government, to which the man is one of the highest ranking people in said government that makes decisions that have sweeping consequences to everybody walking the streets from sea to shining sea. And instead of even though it's written in this Supreme Court, the actual rules of Supreme Court justices, that they're supposed to recuse themselves, even if there is the thought or the slightest belief that there could be any insinuation of there being, a what's the word I'm looking for? A conflict of interest. There we go. God, I couldn't think of it. Conflict of interest. So the fact that there are so many things pointing to Jenny Thomas, and there have been decisions already made by the Supreme Court that affect January 6th, that fucktard never recused himself, has never, and is refusing to recuse himself. You got Justice Ketanji Brown Jackson has already recused herself. If you recall, she recused herself on the decision that involved Harvard, because she went to Harvard. Not that she had anything to do with it, but simply because she went to the school. And the case was dealing with that school. She recused herself immediately, so that there wasn't even the slightest thought that there could be any kind of conflict of interest. But you got fucktard Clarence Thomas raining down decisions on situations that involve the fucking mayonnaise lady laid up next to him. The jar of mayonnaise laid up next to him all night long. Because she's shaped like a jar of mayonnaise. She is. Now, Senator Whitehouse, oh God, what I call that man? Why did I call that man Senator Whitehouse? That is his name. God damn, that is the man's name. Senator Whitehouse. I don't know why. But Senator Whitehouse is wanting there to be an ethics probe into what's going on in the Supreme Court. We'll see how much teeth it has behind it. You would think that there will be a full-throated ethics probe into the bullshit going on over at the Supreme Court, knowing that they are on record saying that they are coming for all of our freedoms. They're coming for they've already come for Roe v. Wade. They're coming for same-sex marriage. Who knows? They could be coming for Loving v. Virginia. All kinds of decisions that we take for granted, freedoms that we take for granted, they are coming for. So if you're not going to stack the court, at least make sure that these people are doing right while they're over there. None of it. So you got Senator Whitehouse and Senator Durbin, who are on the Judiciary Committee, who can do some oversight over there. But you don't see the Dems. You don't hear about this. Is nothing that we're hearing about. You don't hear anything about this right now. Anything about this. And here's my thing: if there's that big of a leak, okay, where the press gets it and the general public gets this leak, this is what I keep telling you all. These people talk to governors. They talk to statewide House speakers and let them know, oh, you trying to get that down the pipe? You good. Go ahead. If it gets up to us, you good. We already done talked about that. Let us know when you're ready. Just go ahead. We know they're going to try and do away with it in the lower courts. I got you, bruh. Don't worry about it. Which is why you have Governor Hot Wheels over in Texas, and Governor Death Sentence over in Florida, Governor Youngkin up there in Virginia, Governor Ivy down there in Mississippi. You got all of these governors around here doing all types of insidious things, passing all kinds of atrocious things through the state legislature because they have cover, and they're being told that they have cover from the Supreme Court. Now, the House Judiciary Committee can and does have oversight. Are they going to do their damn jobs? That remains to be seen. That remains to be seen. I'll keep y'all posted on that. That is a topic that I am really, really, really looking at real hard. I only have one more story. I'm trying to see, do I want to? Oh, I have two more. This story, I'm gonna be real. Ivy is Alabama. I think I knew it was one of them. Mississippi, Alabama, one of them, right next to each other. You're right. It is Alabama. She get on my damn nerves. You're right. It is Tate Reeves in Mississippi. You're right. Ivy is Alabama. You are very right. One of them in Alabama, Mississippi. They might as well just be one state, you know. So I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this because I take this shit with a grain of salt. Mitch McConnell has condemned Donald Trump having a meeting with known white supremacist Nick Fuentes. And so you allegedly, right after January 6th, talked about how reprehensible Donald Trump was, Mitch McConnell. You said this. You said how awful it was, what he allowed to happen. And then a couple weeks later, January 6th ain't no problem. We have other things to worry about. You bastards could have lost your fucking lives. But because you didn't, and then you started off by saying how horrible and heinous that it was, and how reprehensible it was, and then a couple weeks later, it was just okay. There's nothing to see here. Mr. McConnell, you ain't shit. So if you expect me to buy that you really are condemning Donald Trump for having dinner with Nick Fuentes, I'm supposed to believe that. You're reaching. Ciao. I'm not here for it, Mitch McConnell. Oh, did I get to mention the other day there was a they tried to codify interracial marriage, and Mitch McConnell voted no for that. Well, they wanted to go to debate, I should say, and Mitch McConnell voted no for that. Mind you, Mitch McConnell is in an interracial marriage. This is the fuck shit. What do y'all want me to do with that? I don't know what y'all want me to do with Mitch McConnell. I don't have the strength or energy for Mitch McConnell. I don't. I really, really don't. Um, I'm going to do. I have some. She's a white Asian child, because you notice they have all of these wonderful things to say about Asians, neglecting that they are racist against only they're racist against Asians as well. See, they want all parts of the Southeast Asians. They don't want any parts of the Middle Eastern Asians. If you from a country in Asia that ends with Stan, if you're a country from a country in Asia that's a little too close to Africa, they don't want no parts of your ass. But if you're from Southeast Asia, they're okay with that. A mess. A mess. There's a report that came out from the Senate. Um, and I really got to I'm gonna dissect this report. Um the report basically is talking about law enforcement um, around the country that is failing to confront the persistent and lethal threat that white supremacists face, that we face at the helm of white supremacists around the country. The fact that they are focusing resources and energies on so many other threats or alleged threats, but none of that smoke and none of those resources and none of that energy toward what is a real and present threat. And when you look at the majority of a lot of the massacres and mass shootings that go on in this country, it's at the hands of white supremacists, but they don't have any smoke for them. Now we know what that is, why that is. We don't have to act like we don't know why that is, because this is America. But they did a 3-year investigations, and the Senate Homeland Security and Governmental Affairs Committee released a 130-page report detailing how the FBI and the Justice Department and the Department of Homeland Security have quote failed to adequately align resources to address the threat from domestic terrorism, despite the agencies highlighting the magnitude of the threat in their annual strategic intelligence assessments. End quote. So basically, they're telling you, oh, we have a problem with white supremacists and domestic terrorists, but they're not allocating any funds in that direction. They're not allocating any resources in that direction. They're not allocating manpower to really go do something about it. We'll put up the guise as if we're doing something by saying, oh, we put out these memos saying that it's a threat, but we never did anything about it. We never tried to really, do away with that threat. We know what this is. We know what this is. But I'm going to really go through the report, and I'll bring back to you my findings, because they have actual numbers, statistics that they have found in this report. So I absolutely want to um, dissect this for you and bring that to you in a manner that we only can hear, so that we can truly, really, and truly, um, really pull back the layers and really see the deleterious things that are happening in the DOJ and DHS and the FBI. So I'm going to do my homework on that, and I'll bring that to y'all in a manner that only we can. All right. I will be live in about an hour and 20 minutes. We'll be doing me and Darren will be here doing our Potomac review panel. Right, we were sounding the alarm but never dispatched. Just a mess. We'll be here at 8 o'clock to do Housewives of Potomac. Come back and join us. We will drop the link for those of you all who want to come up and drag people with reckless abandon, drag people like Robin's nuts drug on the sand when she let him hang at the beach. Anyway, that's all I got for y'all. Y'all know how we feel about politics over here. We love politics over here. Thank y'all for being here. As I always say, thank you all for being vocal, present, and active. Thank you for doing what you do. Thank you for any and all contributions that you make to the channel. They are much obliged. They're much appreciated. I am so grateful for you all being here. Like I always say, y'all can be a whole lot of places, but y'all come over here to talk politics with me, and I love it. I love it. I love it. And we're gonna do more of it. Um, so come back and be with us at 8 o'clock. That's all I got for y'all. Until then, I'm going to go get me something to eat. But until then, that's all I got for y'all. Thank y'all for coming. Y'all drive safely. We out until 8 o'clock.